Welcome. You are one of the women that God has had me praying for over many, many months. And, I know that you are a woman who loves God. You've known Jesus for many years. Maybe you served in your church. Maybe you have done all the things, prayed the prayers, journaled the dreams, you declared the declarations, and yet you know that there is more. There is still more that you are not experiencing. And that those dreams that you have felt inside, some of them very deep inside, that some of those dreams, you know that there's a gap between what you suspect and see and where you currently are. And maybe you have doubted yourself, because we're not doubting God. It's usually ourselves that we doubt. And you may be asking, what haven't I done? What is wrong with me? But that's what we're here to answer together. That's why we are here. I'm here from my experience. I'm here because I feel like I have a call from God for this. And what I've learned, both as an architect, as a woman who has been on the journey as well, is that God's promises and his promised land are true. God is always good. And maybe you have been cycling the wilderness, and it's because there's a wrong mindset and a wrong identity that is preventing you from possessing your land. Essentially, where you are and where you want to be, that gap is what we're going to bridge by renewing our minds. Renewing our minds is the bridge that fills the gap. And I'm here really as part of the Joshua and Caleb tribe. They were the ones in Numbers 13 in the Bible who urged all the other Israelites, told them, we are well able. God has never changed his mind, and we are the ones who need to change our minds. He hasn't changed his mind about the land. We need to change our minds about what he has given us in him. A little bit about me. Some of you know me, some of you don't know me. My name is Titi Jones. I live in Oxford in the UK and studied architecture in America, born in Nigeria, lived in many places. And I've spent years creating blueprints to turn what was in my imagination into physical structures. And God has been showing me how to do the same thing in my own life, and how to discover that what he has given me as a desire to see it made manifest. I know that word manifestation is one that many Christians seem to panic about, but it is a biblical word to see God's word made manifest in our lives. That's our desire, and that's why we're here. And I want to help you do the same thing with your lives, to take the blueprint that God already made for you. He's drawn it out for you, and for you to build and co-create with him to see it made manifest. And when you, there are some skills and some strategies that you have to acquire in order to see these blueprints made manifest. I truly believe that there is literally nothing that God can't do apart from the obvious. He can never lie. He can never steal, those obvious things. But literally, the things that we are trying to do, that he is the God of the impossible. And we may think that there is just no way that we can accomplish the dreams that he's put in our hearts. But we need to leave the how to him. We just need to focus on the what. And so that's what Daughters of the Promised Land is for. It's a community where we stop circling the same mountains again and again, and we start possessing what God has already said, to what he's put on offer for us. We are here to lambano the desires that he has given to us. And it could be just saying yes to improving your marriage, your calling, your business, even just your peace. But we're doing it through 5 steps, which we have summarized into 3 movements. And these are delight. We're starting and staying and returning to knowing who God is. We're delighting ourselves in the Lord. The second movement is that we're discovering, spying out the land and naming those desires. We're creating a blueprint that allows us to be very aware and intentional about the desires that we know that God has given us. And then we're here to dwell, to actually take possession of the territory, slay the giants, and not just journal about slaying the giants, but be very intentional about slaying the giants. And this isn't New Age manifestation. It's not toiling. It's not striving. It's not waiting for a feeling. It's agreement with the word, followed by obedience to the strategy that God gives to us. So the land is already yours, and it's time to stop circling the wilderness. Come and possess it with us.